What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back here with another new look rebuild as we continue to wrap up this series, as today we have the other Los Angeles team that we haven't done, that being the Los Angeles Lakers. So a lot of the teams you're going to be seeing on this last 10 that we're doing, I kind of avoided them for a while, just waiting to see if they'd make any moves, just because there were still a little bit of rumors out there, but I'm tired of waiting. Similar to the Blazers video, we're just going to go ahead and jump in and do this new look 5-year Los Angeles Lakers rebuild. I don't know if I should really call it new look though, because the Lakers haven't changed all that much. As Lakers fans all know, Rob Pelinka did not sign a single free agent, which is kind of interesting. But before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. You want to help us reach that goal? That would be amazing. So, talk about the Lakers, man. So, of course, LeBron James got his wish. They drafted Bronny James. The two new additions are, of course, Dalton Connect, which is a really solid pick. Don't get me wrong. They did a good job getting him. The fact that he fell so far to them is phenomenal. And then Bronny James as well, of course, is who they also brought in. Other than that, they pretty much just, D'Lo except his player option. You got Vanderbilt, Rui. All this is pretty much the same. So we're just going to go ahead, more than likely, simulate year one. And then we are probably going to stop at the deadline to try to make some type of trade, because I know Pelinka hasn't done anything. But considering you have LeBron James and, you're committed to him for probably at least 2 more seasons, I would like to think that they would at least try to do something. I know there's been a lot of rumors about Jeremy Grant. Nothing has, surfaced on that. Kuzma has been in talks with them as well. Bringing him back would be interesting. But it's just going to be interesting to see if Rob Pelinka ends up doing anything. I understand he wants to protect his future draft picks. LeBron James about to be 40, and I get that. But if you're also committed to him, and I think you'd like to, try to give him a chance to win one last championship, because the man is still damn good. So we're going to cut a couple guys fairly quickly. So we can cut Colin, and then let's cut Bronny, imagine. And then I guess we could cut Skylar Mays. Skylar Mays might be a two-way player, and my controller just died. So give me 2 seconds. Sorry. The fact that the Xbox didn't give me a warning that my controller was dying is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So let's just go ahead and get into year one. So we run things how they are right now. This would be the starting 5, which I think I'm okay with. D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, Dalton Connect, and then Gabe Vincent would be rotation, which leaves Max Christie out, which is a little unfortunate. I would love to see Max Christie get some minutes. He got a little bit of a payday, so he's listed at shooting guard right now. If we move him to small forward, he does go up to a 76, so maybe that inserts himself in the rotation. Maybe it doesn't, but we'll see. So I think that did put him in. So Christie is going to play, which is nice, which leaves Gabe Vincent out, which I'm actually okay with. So we're going to do something like that. We're going to go ahead and simulate probably to the deadline. We're going to try to get LeBron James help as long as we're good. If we suck, then I don't know what to really do in that scenario, which it's very possible we're going to be bad, by the way. It's very, very possible, because the Lakers don't really do that good in the simulation, it feels like. So we'll see what happens, though. Logan Schmidt's our head coach. Of course, that's not the case in real life. It's JJ Redick, but I don't have him in the game. So we're going to go ahead and move him to a balance. We're going to do everything we possibly can to make sure this Lakers team actually does decent. And one other thing I want to look at is what his shot tendency is at. So LeBron James shot tendency. Let's move Anthony Davis's up, of course. And then Reeves, let's push up just a tad bit as well. And I guess that's just kind of what we'll hope, helps out the simulation. So we'll go ahead, simulate year one, and hopefully at the deadline we have a reason to make a trade to help LeBron James. Today's video is brought to you by 2 softwares designed to help you beat the sports books and become a much profitable sports bettor. We're starting on Daily Grind Fantasies Optimizer. So if you plan out such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other of these popular DFS apps, having software like this is insanely clutch at finding good plays right in front of you. So if we take a look at the optimizer already, as you can see, already some value on the board. So they also have an AI slip generator that builds slips for you, which is really cool. So they have a Dabble slip generated right now. If there was a PrizePicks one, we could actually just copy and paste it. It's really cool. Kind of pricey, but if you are serious about betting on sports, having a tool like that, and if you're busy a lot, you can just plug and play stuff. Really cool. But if you want to build out your own slips, you can simply come over to the optimizer and find value. So we do have a couple golf plays, but if we scroll down, we got an under fantasy score on Ronald Blanco. But for a more traditional stat, if we take a look, we found Joey Estes and Ronald Blanco under 17.5 and then over 3.5 on Joey Estes. We found these plays within 2 seconds just like that. The reason why we like them is because, as you can see, every single sportsbook is favoring for Estes to go over, and then every single sportsbook is favoring Ronald Blanco to go under 17.5 outs. Does this mean it's absolutely 100% going to happen? No, definitely not. But over the long term, if you're playing value like this, it's going to work out in your favor. And I also love OddsJam's positive EV tool. They check out, sportsbooks such as, the traditional ones such as FanDuel, DraftKings, Fanatics, BetMGM. So at Michael Massey over 1.5 outs, this has actually changed, as you can see. minus 105. It used to be minus 105. It is bumped to minus 110. Still the best price, it looks like, though, I think. Yeah, so it's still the best possible price you can get. Just definitely not as good. So it wouldn't make any sense for us to go, hey, let's take Michael Massey over 1.5 bases on BetMGM. That wouldn't make any sense. We want the best bang for our buck. And that would still be on FanDuel, but obviously I wouldn't probably play it because it was just at minus 105 and I missed out on the value. And last but certainly not least, if I tell you guys, of course, about Prize Picks, you guys have heard me talk about it in the past. Make sure to check them out. Links down in the description below. Use code Crushables. Match your first deposit, dollar for dollar, up to $100. Basically, with NFL right around the corner, NBA right around the corner, you know, NHL, there's going to be so much value to take advantage of. It's very, very recommended for me, in my opinion, for you guys to have software like this and maybe to check out Prize Picks if you have not already. And I'll show you that this actually works, because if we take a look at something I already plugged in today, let's just go ahead and see what these plays are looking at right now. So if we paste this in, let's see what we got. So we played this earlier, and as you can see, every single one of them bumped. Josh Naylor up to 7, Lindor up to 8.5, Will Warren down to 5. Literally, and then one of our projections was actually removed. So basically 4 of the 5 that we have in that slip got bumped. So we secured value. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. Like I said, no. But make sure to check it out regardless. All the software. Check out Prize Picks. Links down in the description below. All the links. Code Crushables for Prize Picks up to $100 deposit match. And then Daily Grind Fantasy and OddsJam, they give you a percentage off your first month. Other than that, talked long enough. Let's get back to the rebuild. So we are at the trade deadline, as we are currently 23-27 on the season. But unfortunately for us, we're just not very good, which is what I kind of expected. The Lakers just aren't really good in the simulation ever, it seems like. I think as soon as LeBron James retires, we're probably going to move on from Anthony Davis and just reset this thing. We'll kind of have to see, because of course we have to take into account, do we have our draft picks? I know our 2025 pick is going somewhere. One of our future picks also might be going somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might be 2027 or something like that, but I could be wrong. But we're at the deadline, and I'm trying to think of a potential guy we can go for, because I want to grab somebody, but LeBron James is going to retire. So we got to make sure we grab somebody who's not going to like absolutely kill the books. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's probably Kyle Kuzma. He's not making that much money, so his contract would be flowable in the future. It could go for Jeremy Grant, but his contract would be a little bit harder to get rid of, I imagine. So we are going to try to get Kyle Kuzma here at the deadline to see if that would solve any of our problems that the Lakers currently have. And there's been some rumors about it anyway. So do we trade like D'Lo to them? Do we trade Rui? Like, what do we do? So let's offer Gabe Vincent first and foremost to try to get rid of his contract. And we probably maybe have to give them Rui back, or maybe we could do Vanderbilt instead. This trade's illegal for them, so do they have to give us, like, I don't know. Maybe we give them, or we get Vucevic in return. That might be a little optimistic, because I think they like him a lot. Maybe it's Baldwin instead. Sorry, Baldwin. Okay, so maybe it's Gabe Vincent, Vanderbilt for Kuzma and Baldwin, and maybe it only costs the Lakers 1 first-round pick. So what would that be is the question. Trading 2029 first could be tough, but I will trade so it doesn't look like we don't have our 2025, we don't have our 2027, so it looks like we can only trade our 2029 first. So does this suck to do? Absolutely, but we're trying to get LeBron James help, and I want to get him help because I think we have LeBron James for at least one more year. I think he's going to try to retire at the end of the season, but I'm going to make sure he actually comes back. So let's see what they say to this. They don't agree to it. I'm going to try not to throw another first in here, and they still don't agree so far. Another second. It's not getting it done. Okay. So that's not going to get it done. So maybe it's Rui. Rui goes back to Washington, which would just be kind of weird, to be honest with you. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're getting a first-round pick instead this time. Do they agree to that? No, they still don't. So how about another second? All this for Kuzma, and they do agree. So we bring in Kyle Kuzma to give LeBron James some help. Kuzma is going to go up to an 86 as small forward as well, which helps out a ton. But yeah, we traded first to bring Kuzma back to the Lakers. We'll see if that solves any of our problems. We have to hope it does. We'll keep simulating. I mean, maybe one other thing we could do as well. I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off, but yeah, I don't think that's going to really be possible. We can try to trade for like a legitimate backup 5. I don't know if we'd have the ability to do it. But if I offered like Christian Wood and let's say, I don't know, maybe it's like Cameron Reddish's contract. Does that even get me close to a different backup center? I don't think so. Like Mo Bamba. Obviously, Nick Richards would be interesting. Maybe the Hornets would be willing to get rid of him. I don't know. I mean, if we're going to try to do something, I feel like the Hornets would want maybe just a little bit more, though. So like 2 seconds as well for Richards. Do they do this? All right, so we got a new backup 5. I don't really like Jackson Hayes as our backup center. So Nick Richards is our backup center. And then we'll probably just run a 10-man rotation and kick Jackson Hayes out of the rotation. So I think that's what we'll do. So yeah, we'll see if that fixes any of our problems. Nick Richards is a very solid contract as well, so nothing to really hinder things for the future. That is our way of upgrading the Lakers at the deadline. We'll see if that gets us in the plan. I have to hope it does, of course, but we shall see. So at the end of year number 1, Luka is once again your MVP like usual, but we finished with at 500 on the dot. LeBron James still makes an All-NBA third team even at 40 years old, which is huge, or not really huge. It's not that big of a deal, but hey, he made it. So I don't know why I made that a big emphasis on a deal, but here are your player stats. You had 22 from LeBron James, 19 from Kuzma, 19 from Anthony Davis, 17 from D'Lo, and then 15 from Austin Reeves. So all around, really solid. We have a good roster, but it just doesn't seem like it's translating to any success. So let's go ahead and see if we could beat the San Antonio Spurs. I think a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that we're just an older roster in 2K, as you guys know. When you're older, 2K just doesn't really like you that much. But let's see if we can get past the Spurs here to get LeBron James a playoff run. So we do win the first leg of the play-in, which is nice. But now we get to go play Stephen Curry and the Warriors. So that is going to make things very, very interesting. They do want to give Jackson Hayes minutes. I guess I will. Not sure I love it, but whatever. So here we go. Simcasting game, or I guess this is technically not a game 7, but it might as well be because the loser goes home. So let's see if we can hopefully get in the playoffs. I would love to see us get in there just to give us a little bit of a playoff run with LeBron James. And it doesn't, well, it's close. So we'll see. It's going to be a close game. The Golden State Warriors might have us. We'll see. It's going to be, I don't know. Yeah, I think they did it. So we are going to get eliminated, unfortunately, even after trading for Kyle Kuzma. Unless, nope, they beat us by 3 points. Very, very close, but unfortunately for us, we don't get in. So, I mean, we would have had to play the Thunder, and wow, the Warriors just swept them. Okay. Maybe we could have beaten the Thunder. I don't know. But all right. Mavericks going to win the championship. So LeBron James is going to retire, of course. But I do believe he's going to play at least one more season. So I think what I might do is, you guys know how I usually do this. I'm going to, you know, if you don't know, you can just import player DNA. So I think I'm going to make sure LeBron James plays one more season. Because I think he will play one more year, I imagine. So we're going to send him off. We're going to keep him for one more year. LeBron James is going to come back. Now he's wearing 35. We're obviously going to change that. But let's see, number 35. 6. Obviously none of that's available, so whatever. I'll just give him 26. Doesn't matter that much. Okay. So LeBron James is going to play for one more year, and of course his contract was like 47.92 it looked like. So wait, I wonder if you could just make him not retire by doing that. I don't know if that would actually work, but it would be kind of funny if it would. If that works, we'll have to see. I don't know if it will, but let's go to the lottery and we'll find out if that actually works. So that might be a workaround that I'm not sure. It may not have worked. But our pick, of course, going to the Hawks this offseason. So unfortunately, we miss out on a lottery pick. But so LeBron James, okay, so he's still retired. So that didn't really fix anything. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so we got to make sure this LeBron James contract is 47.92. So let's do that. So 47.950. It was 47.92. So we'll change that to like 47.75 or something like that. And then we'll change your number back to, what is he wearing on the Lakers now? 6, isn't he? It's not even showing me that. I guess they probably retired his number or something. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So he's 19 now. All right, so LeBron James is back, which is nice. We needed him. So we're going to keep Logan Schmidt, I guess. Although we could fire him in theory and then go for like Tyronn Lue or something if he's out here. Or Tyronn Lue's not out here, my bad. What about Ime Udoka? Ime Udoka would be the kind of guy that I think LeBron James would be absolutely happy to get. So we're going to get Ime Udoka to try to turn this thing around. And then let's go for these guys. All right, so coaching staff is pretty good. So we like that. And now it's time to figure out how to improve. I don't know if there'll be much improvement. We're just simply hoping that coaching may change things because we're kind of up against that second apron, of course. But qualifying offers and then free agency. D'Angelo Russell. We probably have to bring him back. I don't think we can just let him go for nothing. So we're going to bring him back, but I'm going to probably give him like a shorter contract. So let's say it's like 2 years, 20. I think 20 would be solid. Let's say, would he do that? So I think he'd accept that. So yeah, pretty solid contract. I think that's, you know, easily movable in the future. So D'Lo is back, or we're going to wait till after moratorium. Duh. So D'Lo is back. All right, so let's see what we got now. So D'Lo is back. Coach Shafino might be ready to play this year. Austin Reeves is starting at the 2 still. Christine Connect. We could probably move one of them shooting guard. So yeah, other than that, we pretty much have a rotation. So we'll see if that ends up, you know, working out next year. I doubt it. LeBron James is going to play with us one more year, and then we got to make some decisions after that. As you can see, he's up 22 overall. Christie connected her up, and show is Hochfino, which is fantastic. So let's get into year number 2, final year with LeBron James, and let's see if this year we can actually maybe make the playoffs straight up, or if we're just going to be a bad team again. So at the end of year 2, I'm happy to say that we've gotten LeBron James a legitimate playoff chance. We are in the playoffs, which is fantastic because we want to try to see if we can get him one last championship. Even though it probably won't happen, you know, I'm just glad we're actually in the playoffs, not in the play-in, and then trying to fight for our lives there. So, yeah, 21 from LeBron, 19 from Anthony Davis, 15 from Kuzma, 14 from Reeves, 12 from Connect, and 12 from D'Angelo Russell. So, I can confidently say we gave LeBron James a chance. This is a pretty solid roster around him. It's not bad at all. The starting 5, pretty solid. Does this lead to a championship? We shall see. We're going to shrink this down to a 9-man rotation and go to a 50 bench utilization, and we shall see what happens. So, we get the San Antonio Spurs in round 1. We did beat them in the play-in last year. Of course, we went on to lose to the Warriors, so we'll go ahead and see what happens here. They're starting Juan Nunez now. Capella's a Spur. The money current round against the Spurs, and we have ourselves a competitive series, but it looks like the Spurs might get the best of us here, unless we can force a game 7 and then win that. But it looks like they're gonna, oh wait, maybe we force a game 7. Nope, it's looking like LeBron James is going to lose. Oh, whoa, never doubt the GOAT. My bad. We are not done just yet. Now we go to a game 7 in San Antonio, and maybe we make it to round 2. That looked like we were done for, but it's looking okay right. Oh man, the Spurs take the lead. Damn, it was looking good for us to actually advance. We blow the lead. Unfortunate. All right, well, we lose, and LeBron James is probably set to retire after that. Okay, so now it's time to rebuild this team post LeBron James. So Oklahoma City goes on to win it all. We gave LeBron James the best possible chance. We're not gonna override it this time. I think he's probably playing 2 more years anyway. Imagine Stephen Curry and LeBron James retire the same year. That would be an end of an era like crazy. But let's get to the lottery. And let's figure out what we're doing next. So I believe our pick is, or no, I think we have this pick, right? So our pick, we do have 21, which helps in this draft class potentially. Ime Udoka, he gave us a legitimate chance. Of course, he'll be the head coach. So I think with Ime, we have to stay competitive. So there's no resetting things. We have to just try to figure out what to do since LeBron James is gone now. He is officially gone. So we have Kuzma, D'Lo, and Anthony Davis as our new big 3, with Reeves as an expiring contract, Vanderbilt, or sorry, a free agent, I should say, not an expiring contract. We did extend Nick Richards because he's a solid backup 5. Didn't really want too much money. So let's see what we can get in this draft. So pick number 21, we are selecting. We could take. I got to take this guy. I mean, this guy has always done good things for me, and we need someone who can be really good in the future for us. So we're going to take him and be very happy with that. Player options, Reeves declines. We will accept Maxwell Lewis, and then qualifying offers Baldwin. All right, so I'll probably bring him back as well because he looks like he could be pretty solid for us. So let's sign Reeves back, and let's sign Patrick Baldwin back as well. So we're going to bring both those guys back. And now it's time to probably, I don't know, make another trade, I guess, at this point. I mean, I don't think we can really do much of anything else. We have a little bit of money to spend, but nothing too crazy. So the problem, or the question is, where do we want to upgrade? So I think at this point, it's probably a forward spot, right? Like, it's got to be the forward spot. I mean, maybe we could upgrade the point guard spot as well. I mean, we could kind of figure things out, but we can definitely do something here. Maybe we could even start Bryson right away. He becomes pretty good pretty quickly. So we'll see. But I think we got to make some type of trade. So we did trade our 2029 pick for Kuzma, of course. So we are definitely up against the, not going to be able to trade. So yeah, we only have 2030 or 2028. So technically I can make these, I can trade a pick swap. So we could probably work on doing that. So we shall see what I can do. But I'm going to see if I can bring anybody in. I don't know if that's even going to exist. I don't know if there's a good target for that. But we'll at least look into it and see what we could bring in. So as I mentioned, I'm scanning around the league to see who we could potentially trade for. And I've kind of landed on someone I never really trade for. But it could make sense in theory that he could potentially be available. And I'm talking about Houston's Jalen Green. Someone I don't ever trade for, but as you know, 2K, he does pretty good. He's a pretty good player in the 2K simulation. Coming off averaging 22 points per game from the season, 38% from 3. We can get Jalen Green in this roster. And another thing is, the Rockets have so many damn guards. They got Dylan Harper. They just drafted Reed Shepard, BJ Edgecombe. They signed Ben Simmons. They have Ahmed Thompson. So, and there's always been rumors about Jalen Green maybe being available. And, Ime Udoka just came from the Rockets, so maybe he likes Jalen Green. So we're going to see if we can make something happen here. So I'm going to offer D'Lo. I know I just said they have a lot of guards, but D'Lo would be an expiring contract, so you're getting off Jalen Green's salary entirely. And I like it because, like I said, Jalen Green's not someone I usually go for, which is why I think this is kind of different and fun. And then I'll offer Maxwell Lewis. And then it won't let me pick swap this. That's annoying, but whatever. So let's pretend that's a pick swap or whatever. So D'Lo, Vanderbilt, Lewis, and a 2028 first for Jalen Green. Wow, I did not expect it to be that easy, but we are happy with that. So just like that, we bring in Jalen Green. That might mean we play Austin Reeves at point guard, but I think he's definitely capable of that. Yeah, so I like it. We'll see how that works out. I think, you know, having Jalen Green over D'Lo is going to probably work better in the simulation if I had to guess. So I think we're also going to move Kuzma to power forward. We're probably going to start either Connect or Bryson right away. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We'll see if it works out. I'm hoping it does. I think it will. I think player progression should help out a ton here as well. I think there's going to be some guys that are developing, which is nasty and happy to, you know, awesome to have. So we had Anthony Davis regressing, which makes sense. But, you know, even after trade for Jalen Green, even if he's not like, you know, even if guys are retiring around him or we're getting rid of guys around him, I think Jalen Green would be just fine as a piece to continue to keep around because he's still only 24 years old, which is why I was also happy to do that. So let's get into the rotation and we'll see what this is about to look like. So here's your starting five going to year 3. It's Austin Reeves, Jalen Green, Dalton Connect, Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, Nick Richards, Jalen Schifino, Bryson, and Patrick Baldwin if we run that 10-man rotation, which we will for the regular season. So we'll see how this works out. I'm very happy with the, you know, Jalen Green addition. We'll see if that turns things around for us. And let's just go ahead and simulate the season, and let's see how things go. We're parking lands a 7th overall, so I imagine we should do decent in the simulation, so we'll see what happens. So at the end of year 3, Luka Doncic takes a break from winning MVPs as it goes to Tyrese Halliburton. Also wins clutch player. Shout out to Hallie. But here's your NBA first team. I can't imagine if we have anybody on here, but it would have been cool to see like Jalen Green or Anthony Davis. But I think that's, you know, I don't think we'll see Anthony Davis on here anytime soon. But Mr. Bryson makes an all-rookie first team, which is great. He averaged 9 points on very good efficiency, which is nice. And then we are third in the West. So all this is looking fantastic. So if we take a look at the player stats, you had 21 from Jalen Green, 18 from Anthony Davis, 17 from Kuzma, 13 from Dalton Connect, 13 from Reeves, and 12 from Jalen Hood-Schifino. So we get Minnesota in round 1. This will be interesting to see if we can beat them or not and win a playoff series for the first time in this video. So Minnesota's got Dillingham, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, and Gobert. Nas Reed. So kind of the same team other than they've brought in Cole Anthony and Bruce Brown, which are 2 really good additions. So let's simulate current round against them. And we're down 3-2. So we find ourselves in a back corner once again. This is kind of how it looked like last year. We're starting Bryson for this game 6. So that should be interesting. So let's see if we can force a game 7 back to Minnesota. Or sorry, back to LA, I should say, because we're in Minnesota right now. And we are going to do that. So we force a game 7. We're not done yet. Now it's time to see if we can go on to win this game 7 to get to the second round for the first time in this video. And it's going to be a close one once again, but it's not looking like it's going our way. So that is, I think didn't we go to a game 7 last year? The Spurs, we lost. So that is 2 game 7s lost in a row, unfortunately. I mean, it's the 2 really good teams in the West. What can you really do? The OKC and Detroit. And Detroit's going to go on and win it all. Interesting. Okay. So this offseason becomes interesting because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kuzma's salary is going to be off the books. Am I wrong about Anthony Davis's contract off the books as well? Or is it a player option? Or did he just retire? Did AD just retire? Or did I just not see? Or did I just overlook him? Maybe I just overlooked him. Let's see. Anthony Davis. No, he's got another year in his contract. $63 million worth. Damn, that's a lot of money for Anthony Davis. So he's got a player option worth nothing next year. Okay, interesting. I think this might be the offseason to trade Anthony Davis. As much as I like him, in 2K, he just sucks, man. He's not good in the simulation. So, yeah, well, you might have to move on from him if we can, that is. So, let's go to the lottery. And I believe our pick is going elsewhere, but that doesn't matter because, of course, you know, we were good. So, we're happy with that. Staff signing, Ime Udoka, going to keep him around. So, I'm just going to fill out the rest of this, and then we might look into an Anthony Davis trade. So no offers were found for Anthony Davis, so we might have to make our own trade here in just a second. But no draft picks for us. Christie and Connect we're going to accept. And then Schifino's a free agent. I believe Kuzma is also a free agent this offseason. We're going to have to re-sign him. He's wanting a little bit more money than I want to give him. Oh, man. $33 million. I wish I would have known he would have wanted that much. Maybe I could have moved him. But at the same time, we were kind of I guess a sneaky contender. I didn't know if we'd actually be a contender, but we were good enough to maybe be considered that. So okay, if I throw an offer now, we get some offers. So, interestingly enough, the 76ers want to give me Tyrese Maxey. So, of course, I want to be decently realistic here, and this doesn't make any sense for the 76ers to do this. So, Kobe White and Patrick Williams. Maybe the Bulls want to bring home Anthony Davis. We bring in Patrick Williams and Kobe White. I don't hate it. It's interesting. Anthony Davis from Chicago. Maybe we get that. Maybe we do that. We'll see. Porzingis from Boston. I know Anthony Davis's dad says something about never wanting Anthony Davis in Boston or something like that. Although getting Porzingis would be interesting. Okongwu to Atlanta. Gives Okongwu, Bam Adebayo. So there's actually some decent offers. Cam Thomas and Claxton's interesting. But again, I want to make this somewhat realistic. And, you know, Anthony Davis and Wembanyama would be fun. Shaedon Sharpe and Aiden would be crazy. That would obviously be the best possible trade we could do. But it just doesn't feel very... And the Warriors want to give me a 2028 first and Kayla. Okay. This one's interesting as well. I mean, if the Warriors want to try to go for something, although Stephen Curry, of course, is long retired, this gives us a young center and a really good first-round pick in the future. Maybe a first-round pick we can move right now for something? I don't know. Do I do the trade with the Bulls or do I do the trade with the Warriors? I'm going to do the trade with the Warriors. We get a 2028 3-star unprotected and a really good young center who I know develops nicely. Sign me up. So we're going to grab Mr. Kayla to be our brand new center. This is his third season. So, he averaged 19 points per game last year and 8 rebounds. So, yeah, we got ourselves a damn good center. So we're going to do that. And I'm very happy with that. So that's fantastic. All right, so for free agency, you know, I don't want to give Kuzma this much money, but I don't think we have a choice. Oh, wait a minute. We got a lot of money. Oh, boy. I just realized we freed up a lot of money by trading Anthony Davis. Holy moly. This has opened up a lot of opportunities now. Okay. So, do we go for a power forward other than Kuzma, which I think we got to? We're the Lakers for crying out loud. We can definitely recruit somebody, but who's here? So, Luka and Wemby. Getting Luka would be absolutely insane. A Luka, Jalen Green backcourt is interesting to say the least. Jabari's unrestricted. I get him quite a lot, which is why maybe not quite a lot, but I've gotten him before, which is kind of why I don't want to do that. So, outside of that, Duran would be a good center, but we just brought in a center that Michael Porter would be a good fit. Mathurin, RJ, Ivy. Like, there's some damn good options. This is a damn good free agency class. Okay. What do I want? I think Bryson's going to be good enough to small forward spot. So I think we ideally need to get a power forward or a center. I think that's where I'm at. So Wemby, of course, would be amazing. That's not going to happen. Brandon Miller, probably going to get matched. We need power forward. So Jabari would be the best possible power forward that we can get, clearly. Asar, no. Kuzma, yes, would be fine, but I'm going to go for someone younger, I think. Mathurin, RJ. Do I go for Duran, maybe, and get a good center? Or do I go for... I think... Maybe we just get Jabari, because Jabari, you know, I think he makes a lot of sense, because, of course, also comes from the Rockets, has familiarity with Jalen Green and Ime Udoka. Maybe we just sign him. I mean, I think that'd probably be the best thing we could possibly do is unrestricted. I think we give him a contract, man. I think at the end of the day, even though I've gotten him in a few videos, I think he makes the most sense. So that, you know, leads us to renouncing, you know, obviously Anthony Davis and Kuzma. But I think if bringing in Jabari is the new move, I think we got to do it. So Jabari inks a new contract with us. That's going to make us younger and better. And we get Hood-Schifino back, and we are looking good. So really solid. I like that a lot. So just like that, we have a really good team. We have the ability to sign one more good player if we want to. So, all right. Do we need to do anything else? We kind of have a full rotation if we just are cool with it. So, you know what? I'm going to leave it at that. So, we bring in Jabari Smith Jr. instead of re-signing Kuzma, which I think is going to obviously be better in the long run anyway. And let's take a look at what the team is doing now. So, Bryson's up to an 80. I knew he'd develop, and I think he gets really good in the future. Then this guy we got for Davis developed into an 83, so that's fantastic. We're about to go into year 4 with a younger roster, but a roster that can still compete, which is what you want to be in 2K. You want to be young. You also want to be competitive, and that's exactly where we are. So let's get into year 4, and let's see if we can go on to maybe go win a playoff series for the first time in this video. So another MVP award for Tyrese Halliburton, but here we are once again in the playoffs, and we literally got the 3rd seed once again as well. So we shall see if this leads to us going on to the 2nd round this time around. We have not won a playoff series in this video just yet. We got 19 from Jalen Green, 17.5 from Kayla, 17 from Jabari, and 15 from Bryson, and 14 from Joe Hood-Schifino, 12 from Reeves, 11 from Christie, and 11 from Dalton Connect. So all around, really solid stuff, but let's go ahead and see if we can come out here and win a playoff series against the Utah Jazz. So they have Şengün and Ivy, so this isn't looking good for us. But we have ourselves a competitive series. This time we actually won Game 5, but we go to a Game 7 once again. So Game 7 in LA. Can we finally advance to the 2nd round in this video? Please do so. And it's looking okay right now as long as we don't blow a gigantic lead. And it looks like we are finally getting to the 2nd round. So 103 to 134. Hood-Schifino. By the way, the starting point guard averaged 14 in the regular season, 17 in that first playoff series. Love to see that. So now we play either the Dallas Mavericks or the Rockets. I'd actually love to play the Rockets because we have a lot of Rockets players. And no, that's not going to happen. So Dallas lost Luka. So I think we have a chance. But they do have Murray, Kyrie, Ian Jackson, Washington, Gafford, McHale. So it's a pretty solid team. Pretty solid team for sure. But I think we have a chance. Without Luka being here, I think this gives us a solid chance. So somebody come around against the Mavericks. And we're up 3-2. Do we beat them in 6? Yes. Wow. Okay. We're in the conference finals for the first time in year 4. Year 4 always seems to be my year lately. So let's go ahead and see if we can make that the case. So we get to play the Thunder, who have drafted AJ. They have Topic, of course. They have Dink. So very, very solid team. We're definitely going to have our work cut out for us here. So here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2, we even it up. Okay. Game 3. 2-1. We got to even this series up. I don't think we can go down 3-1 to the Thunder and expect to win this series. So let's see if we can tie this series up. It's going to be a close game 4. We got to win in LA. Can we do it? We have the lead right now, and we are going to tie this series up. Okay. Huge games from Jalen Green and Kayla. So game 5 in OKC to take an advantage in this series. Can we do it? Can we do it? It's going to be our lead right now, but do we keep it is the question. The Thunder are right on our trail. We did not. We really didn't allow them to force overtime like that. Wow. Damn, that was crazy because it looked like we had the win and then overtime just appeared like a Pokemon or something. But all right. We have the 4-point lead, and okay. Even though they gave us a little bit of a scare, Bryson stepped up big time with 30 points, and we are advancing. Or not advancing. We go to a game 5 with an advantage in game 6 to close them out in LA to get to the NBA Finals. Can we do it? That's the question. Can we do it, though? It's going to be a close game 6, but the Thunder are going to force a game 7, it looks like. So we are going to a game 7. We can't close them out in game 6. Unfortunately for us, we have a game 7, a very important one, that is. So OKC, we got to show up. Game 7, we can't just get blown out here. Can we win it? Game 7, and it looks like the Thunder might... Oh, no. Yep, the Thunder got us. Okay. So we are going to lose in game 7 to the Thunder in the conference finals. I'm glad we got this far, but man, that sucks. Okay, so the Thunder go on to win it all. So we're about to go in the final season. So what are we going to do? Do we do anything else with this roster? I don't think so. Oh, we have that Warriors pick. I forgot about that. So let's see where that ends up. So that's going to be number 2. So we got the 2nd overall pick in this draft. So we're in the 2020 draft class. So let me load a draft class really quickly because I forgot this was going to be important. So 2028. Let's load that really quickly. And then do we just draft at number 2 or do we... I think we got to draft 2. Like you got to, I think. So we're going to draft at number 2. So coach staff's completely fine. We got to get a guard guru, and then we should be solid. Be ready to go. Okay. Guard guru, anywhere to be found? No, nowhere to be found so far. Guard guru, where are you? Did not... I literally finally found one. Okay. So we'll just grab Mr. Nichols and call it a day. All right. NBA draft. 2nd overall pick. I'm just going to take whoever follows me at number 2. So Isaac Hayes goes 1. Clearly that was the best player, I think. All right. So what do we got now? So Jackson Davis... Nothing. I think, obviously, since I loaded the draft class, we're going to not know anything about these guys. So, do we just take, like, Cameron Barnes? I don't know anything about the 2028 draft class, so I'm going to take Cameron Barnes out of Duke, the 6'10 forward, and hope that works out. Let's see if that was the best pick. So, no, not at all. I mean, Taylor Jameson, I guess, would have been the better pick. He was right in front of my face. Should have just taken him. Whatever. So, Barnes, as depth, is great. Jalen Green declines the player option. We got Bronny and Connect as free agents. All right, so... It's simply resign Jalen Green, which we got to make sure he is interested coming back, which he is. And then Connect will resign. And then Bronny hasn't even played for us, but he's wanting whatever, I guess. So I'm going to just run the same team back because we made it to the conference finals. And I think we're going to develop even more, which is why I'm fine with running it back. So let's see. Does that... Okay, so yeah, full... No player progression. I'm assuming Kayla is going to go up even more. I know Bryson's going to develop even more. Hood-Schifino might go up even more. If there was a position upgrade, it would be the point guard spot. But I don't mind Hood-Schifino as a starting point guard. So, let's see if my dreams come true. So, Brian James up to an 81. So, this man is ready to play. All right, well, that makes things kind of interesting. So, wait, do we have Austin Reeves still? We do. I think we got to trade Austin Reeves' contract out, don't we? We got to trade... okay. This could be interesting what we do. Connect. Okay, if I trade for a point guard right now, which I don't know if I'll even be able to. But let's see. If I throw Reeves and Barnes together, let's just, for instance, we just drafted. J-Dub, but I think we'll just keep the way it is. So Reeves will probably be out of the rotation entirely, which is kind of crazy. But Brawny and Hochifino have clearly developed into those guys for us. So, all right. Well, this will be an interesting season. Year number 5. Power Ranking lands us 15th overall. 4-star proficiency. We got Hochifino, Jalen Green, Bryson, Jabari, Caleb, Max Christie, Brawny, Connect, and then Patrick Baldwin. And then we'll run Nick Richards as well. All right. Let's in my year 5. If I stop at the deadline, I will show you. But I'm hoping this team is just good enough that that won't even be a worry. So here we are in this 5th and final season. No Lakers representatives on the All-NBA first team, but we do get the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. So here are your player stats. He had 19 from Green, 18 and 9 from this dude, Caleb. Dude's a beast. 14 from Jabari, 14 from Bryson, 14 from Hochifino, and then 11 from Dalton Connect. So here goes nothing. We get Houston in round 1. I wanted them last year. Hopefully that's not a, be careful what you wish for kind of thing, because I want to see if we can beat them. So let's go 9-man rotation. Ime Udoka's former squad, former teammate coach, they got rid of him. So can we beat them? And well, it was absolutely be careful what you wish for kind of thing as we get bounced in this final season in round 1 by the Rockets. Okay. Well, we didn't even give ourselves a chance, I guess. That sucks. So I guess the year to go win a championship would have been last year, and unfortunately, that will not be happening. So maybe I made a mistake by not making an upgrade, but I really liked the team as it was, and I thought we'd be good enough that the development would just take us there, and it did not. So, bad bet by me, and I'll learn for next time. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. It'll be interesting to see what Rob Pelinka does with the Lakers. I mean, at the deadline, he's going to do anything. Maybe before the season starts, is he going to pull the trigger on a trade? We'll see. But thank you guys for watching as always. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.